reasonable chance you'll get to play a decent chunk of the game. How excited are you?
I'm looking forward to it. I think the thing I'm most excited about is I have a large group of family and friends who can't always make it out here to Ohio for games, so I'm excited to have them there to see me play. Um, yeah, I mean, we're going to prepare for Rutgers like we do for everyone else we play, each Saturday. So definitely looking forward to it.
How many tickets?
Still working on it. I actually just came from that. The number keeps growing. I think probably right now I have a few more people asking, so we'll see.
Want to get them feet?
Yeah, true. I don't have a number yet. Not people that are asking, probably upwards of 60, but 70. But there's also a lot of people who are probably just going to end up buying tickets because it's definitely a tall order for me.
Second row, Bill. Chris, this past game was, I think, maybe the most you've got to throw the ball since you've been here.
Yeah.
And I think some people might have been surprised a little bit by how well you did throw it, especially the one you threw that got called back to Garrett. Honestly, might have been one of the better thrown balls this year. Like, I don't know. How would you explain your throwing ability to people who have not seen a lot of it?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been pretty confident in my throwing ability. I was definitely happy that I got to sling it around a bit on Saturday. Usually sometimes, especially earlier in the season when I have to go in the game, we're kind of just trying to kill clock, to leave and whatnot. So I haven't always gotten the opportunity to throw it around, but I mean, I'm here because I love throwing the football, so I was happy about it for sure.
When you graduated from West Virginia, why did you ultimately decide that you wanted to keep playing?
I love the game, man. I love playing football. I love throwing the football too. It's that simple for me, that feeling of throwing like a perfect pass, for the 5 seconds that I threw that one post up to 5. I felt really good, and that's why I'm still playing, and I'll play for as long as I can. Yeah.
Fourth row. Coach Dave mentioned that when you first got here, you had to do some reshaping of your body physically. I'm just curious what that entailed, if you can remember.
Yeah. So I had been away from football for 7-8 months before I got here, and I had a hell of a time. And I wasn't in great shape when I came here. I'll be the first to admit that. I wasn't like fat or anything, but I was skinny. And when you walk in here and you walk in the locker room here, man, everyone's built like a brick house. So Coach Mick and I, we kind of worked through that in season last year, and then throughout this off season, it's been a focus of mine to try to, just be somewhere on the same level as everyone else here. So a lot. Yeah, I mean, I've been able to add. I mean, shoot, when I walked in the door here, I drove up. I was sitting on the beach for a few months last summer, just hanging out, and I was pretty thin. And then throughout the course of the time I've been here, I think I've put on about 30 pounds. So, that's a testament to Coach Mick and our strength staff and what we do here. And I've also just been eating a whole lot of food. So.
Far left, Lori.
Chris, has your workload in practice changed at all from the beginning of the season? Are they resting Justin more as the year goes along, or because he's coming out in the second or third quarter?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, our practices are pretty structured, and we're fairly consistent with the reps that we have. I mean, Fields is a freak. He doesn't really need much rest, to be honest. So I'd say that it's been pretty consistent since preseason, yeah.
How challenging is it for you to play with the number of reps that you're being given?
I don't know. I mean, that's the way it is when you're the second-string QB. You can't always get as many physical reps in practice. I try my best to, when I'm not in there, I try to use my mind, and get those mental reps to be prepared. I look at it as a challenge that I welcome, So, yeah.
Chris, when you got here, it seemed hard to envision that you would have the amount of opportunities you've had this year, you know, you looked at the room and the way it was then, it was like, well, I don't see a path for Chris to play. Has any part of this ever caught you by surprise, or you catch yourself thinking, like, this worked out way better than I thought it could?
I don't know. I never really thought about it like that. You know, I just came here and I planned on doing whatever I could here for Ohio State, and you know, things shook out the way they did, and I'm just grateful for every opportunity I have to play. You know, so
Aside from your, you know, adding that 30 pounds, how do you feel like you're a better quarterback now than when you got here?
I mean, mentally, you know, the way that Coach Day, Coach Yursich, and just the philosophy of our team and our offense here, I just feel like I'm so much more mentally prepared, you know, week in and week out. I think my football knowledge has skyrocketed since I walked in the door here, 2 years ago? A year ago, actually, shit. And I think that's helped me a lot, you know, on the field, yeah, for sure.
You say it's a great feeling when the ball is in the air, especially the one that got called back. Did you get hit on that one?
The one that got called back? Yeah.
So you say it's a great feeling, but then you know you got smashed, right?
Yeah, I think the pros that way, the cons there. I knew I was going to get smacked, and I had the option to get the ball out of my hands quick and get like 3 or 4 yards, or hang on to it for a split second longer, get smacked, and potentially get whatever it was, like 50 yards and a touchdown. So that's kind of what went through my mind there.
Coach Day said it helps to be sort of creative, mentally creative, because you don't get a lot of reps, and you mentioned that. Can you walk us through sort of how that works? Is it like watching a movie? You just sort of picture things? What's the process?
I'd say like in practice, I stand right behind Fields when he's taking his reps, and he does the same with mine. That's just kind of the culture they have here at Ohio State. So I'll see the play come in, and I'll go through it on my own in my head, and I'll go through the reads. And usually, I mean, I could tell you where he's throwing the ball most of the time in the game, you know, aside from the times where he uses his legs, and that's what he does, yeah.
Last couple will go front row.
We haven't had a chance to ask other quarterbacks about Justin very much this year. I'm just curious, from a football IQ standpoint, what impressed you the most about him?
He just makes really smart decisions. You know, for being so young, and he doesn't force the ball, which is huge for someone his age. He's really confident in his athletic ability, so he could hold on to the ball, and he doesn't feel like he has to force it into small windows, which, you know, I don't think he's turned the ball over much at all this season, which is huge, and it's in our plan to win. So, I mean, he's just a smart young player, and he's a freak. So,
What sense do you get from him in meetings? I mean, does he think about the game, see the game at an advanced way for being that young?
Yeah, for his age, and I mean, just the way the coaches prepare here, and the way they have us prepare, you know, he has no choice. But yeah, I mean, he's just a smart young dude, and the sky's the limit.
Chris, like, I just want to go back to the Wisconsin game. And it's 10-7. Justin has to come out the game, and like, as a backup quarterback, you're not necessarily, like, your reps are limited because of that. Like, what's the first thing that's going through your head when you see he has to come out the game, and all of a sudden you're probably taking your most important snaps as a Buckeye?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping they'd let me throw it downfield, but had to settle for the screen. Nothing really went through my head, you know. It's just like, oh, he came out with his helmet. Now I have to go in and make a play. Sorry, my buddy just made a funny face out there. But yeah, I mean, you don't really have a lot of time to think about it.
So, like, how are you staying mentally ready on this other games?
I get it, like, when it got to Penn State or wherever got to Michigan, all of a sudden you're thrown
Yeah.
in there.
I mean, this time of year, my biggest challenge is staying warm on the sideline. So you could usually see me, you know, bundled up and whatnot. But I think I always stay mentally ready. I don't really know how. It's just something I've learned over my 100 years playing college football.
Do you feel like knock on wood, but in a situation where you have to do that, do you feel like you could go in there and handle things pretty well?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Last set of questions, Dan, right behind. Chris, just
What does it mean for you to kind of get these opportunities that you're getting to come in and play when you talked about it a year ago? This might not have happened for you.
It's awesome, man. I love playing football, and I'm fortunate to have a bunch of really talented players around me, even there at the end of the game. Having 5 and 6 that they're on the outside. It's fun. It's a whole lot of fun.
What do you think are the biggest things that you'll kind of take away from this experience that maybe you wouldn't have had if you hadn't made this decision to come here?
I don't know, that's pretty deep, man. I'll probably have to get back to you on that. I'm just fortunate to be here right now, and excited with where this team is heading.
Can I ask you one? Fields is a freak. You're a fellow quarterback. What does that mean? What are you in your mind? What does a freak at quarterback?
Well, he's just
Define it.
He's just physically like a freak. I think if you look up freak on Google, it's just gonna say like he's just not the same. So
Yeah.
physically he can make all the throws. He's fast. He's athletic. He's one of the fastest guys on the team, I think. And he's exciting to watch. He's exciting to practice with and play with. And he's also just a super cool dude.
Thank you, Chris.
Cool. Thanks, guys.